morning. I'm Emily. I am a nonlinear movement method teacher, and I'm also a survivor and a spoonie. Nonlinear movement method has been really life-changing and life-saving for me because it took me from being in a place where I couldn't get out of bed to being in a place where I have a lot less days stuck in bed. So my pain hasn't gone away and my anxiety and depression haven't gone away. And at the same time, I now have a tool that really helps me when I get stuck and when I'm not able to move through things in the way that I want to. And it also allows me to get in touch with my body when I'm starting to dissociate. For many people who have been through trauma, dissociation is very common, where we stop being in touch with our body. And that is when we are unable to listen to our own internal wisdom, our body's natural intelligence, and the signals that our body and our mind and our soul and spirit are sending to us. And so nonlinear movement actually allows us to kind of work as the whole system in order to try to get back into our window of tolerance, back into not fight, flight, not freeze, fawn, but really just stay within that window where we're able to be resilient. Maybe we bump up against like those responses. And that's why if we start to want to run away in nonlinear movement or just stop practice or leave, the advice is to just keep moving. And that's why when we hit up against that bottom energy level, that freeze and fawn, we instead of getting stuck and staying still, we move through it. And that allows us to build our window of tolerance, to widen it, and to make those margins a little bit grayer so that we can bounce in that window of tolerance even, or stay right in the middle, or however we need to, without getting stuck in our flight, fight, freeze, or fawn reactions. And it allows us to work through reactions in a new and different and more embodied way. So I'd like to show you how nonlinear practice is done. If you can be on hands and knees, it's a great way to start because it allows our spine, our pelvic bowl, our shoulders and our hips and our knees and our wrists to all move. But if fists are better, you can do that. If forearms are better, you can do that. If you want to lie face down, if you want to lie face up, if you want to be in a chair, if you want to be propped differently, however you need this practice to be, do it, because it is for you. It is for you to get in touch with your body, which is called interoception. Have you ever heard, okay, so while we're doing nonlinear, our eyes are closed. So that we're feeling and tracking the sensations that are coming up. And we're just moving. We're following the sensations that come up in our bodies. And of course, the sensations that come up in mine are different than what comes up in yours. So we're going to move differently. You might want to stand up, and that's okay. Just remember that when you stand up, it brings your energy upward and sometimes outward. So if you start to notice that you're thinking again or planning or worrying, bring yourself back in. So in nonlinear movement, we are keeping our eyes closed, we're staying safe, and we are continuing to move. You can do it with music if you want. I have a great playlist on Tidal, but you don't have to use music. Sometimes the greatest stuff comes out when you're just being really quiet, and that's a great way to do it too. So music or not, move your body in these gentle ways and start learning how to trust your mind and body again.